in the neck with a spade.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you will ever listen to.
Your final bros are absolutely here today. It's Brian Hopper LaGrasta and Shane. I'm no Ghoul Smith. And we are reviewing the found footage film, The Taking of Deborah Logan.
Ooh. This is a movie I had never heard of until we were making a movie list. And we're like, oh, this looks interesting. Let's throw it on there.
Yeah.
It's fantastic movie.
Great found footage movie, as a lot of found footage movies are. Some maybe not so good, but some of them are really creative, and this one was good.
Yeah, I feel like its rating on IMDb is a little low.
What is it rated?
6. Flat.
Flat 6?
Flat 6. I feel like it's a little better than that.
Yeah. This is the investigative film crew looking into and documenting a woman's fight with Alzheimer's.
Yes.
A deadly disease. A deadly disease.
It's so deadly.
It's bad.
The woman who plays Deborah does such a good job of being both sympathetic for Alzheimer's and absolutely fucking terrifying.
Yeah, and absolutely demonic. Jill Larson. Great job.
So good. So good. So the film crew, it consists of 3 people.
Mia.
Yep. Who is the talker, the interviewer.
Her thesis.
Yep. You have your cameraman.
And then your cameraman. The cameraman's name is Lewis.
Yep. And then you have
Gavin,
who does everything else.
And
he sets up cameras.
He
I love that scene. And to my knowledge, it's the only movie
I know
where one of the crew members
just quits.
Literally is like, yo, fuck this.
Just quits without consequence.
Yes. And lives.
Yeah.
Because he quit.
Yeah. It's rare.
And I love it. I love, because that'd be me.
I'm out. I want nothing to do with this. No more pushing the envelope. I'm just going to quit and then just that's it.
And I'm going to live my life.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does. And it's so good.
Yeah.
Because you never see that. Everyone's I'll tough it out.
Yeah.
And then they die.
Yeah. This
man didn't and lived. It's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, the whole family dynamic too is very interesting between Sarah and Deborah, and how it's basically they're signed up for this because they need money to save their home.
They will not be able to afford their home. They need money. Deborah's reticent at first after even agreeing to it. She's reticent because she thinks that maybe potentially I can get exploited for this.
Mm-hmm.
That they'd make fun of me for having the disease or paint me in a bad light rather than chronicle the fact in my fight and battle with this. Yeah, but her daughter knows listen, we do need this money.
Yeah, it's vital.
We absolutely need to keep you in this house, and the grant money that they're going to give us is going to help support us.
Yep. And phone down. And it's all very it's very well done. It's very believable. And I like how they frame it, where it's made in a way where you're wondering the whole time at first if it is just all symptoms of the Alzheimer's, until she starts floating and you're like, Alzheimer's doesn't make you float.
Yeah, it's the floating, it's the almost possession of other people that kind of just makes you think maybe not so much.
Yeah, there's something up here that
Something's not right.
Normal. You know what is normal though, Brian?
What?
Jumping into the spooky bit.
Always is. Taking of Deborah Logan, released in 2014, a film crew documents an older woman's fight with Alzheimer's for a college thesis. They start to realize her condition is worse than expected. It's directed by Adam Robitel, stars Jill Larson as Deborah Logan, and Ramsey as Sarah Logan, Michelle Ang as Mia Medina, Brett Gentile as Gavin, and Jeremy DeCarlos as Lewis.
Okay, so I was so Sarah Logan looked hella familiar.
Yeah, really? The daughter?
Yes.
What's she in?
She is Ellen Wolf in Dexter. I believe that's the season with Jimmy Schmitz, right?
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
She's the defense attorney.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Or the prosecutor.
Well, she's a lawyer. I don't remember. She's the one going after Jimmy Smits, right?
Is Jimmy Smith the defense attorney? No, I forgot. No, she's the defense attorney.
Yes.
He's the prosecutor. Because I remember the story. It's just like basically that she, and I'm happy that you brought that up because I totally forgot. The whole thing is like Jimmy Smith understands Dexter, like what he does, because he thinks that people like her should not be walking the earth getting criminals off.
Yes, exactly. Very, very underrated season of Dexter, season 3.
Great season.
So good. So yeah, that's where we recognized her from. Because the whole time I was watching, I'm like, yo, I know her from something.
Yep.
That was it.
Does a great job.
She really does. All right, so the film crew shows up at the Logan residence. We learn about the documentary they're making, and it's all about the Alzheimer's and how it affects the patient. The patient is obviously Deborah they're studying.
Yeah, they meet up with the patient, Deborah Logan, and originally Deborah Logan was on board with this idea, but then as Mia is talking to her, she's like, all of a sudden, she kind of like says she doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yes.
She's like, I don't want to be exploited. I've second guessed it, and I kind of just don't want to do this anymore. They go into the house. She argues with her daughter, who's basically telling her, like,
you have to
literally need to do this, like, to save the house, like, and for your health. Like, we have to do this, Mom.
Yeah.
So it cuts, and essentially they do have to agree to do this.
Yeah, and this is all secretly filmed. Like, this whole argument, they don't know is being filmed, but it's being filmed by the crew.
Well, even Mia, though, who's the film leader, like, for her thesis, she mentioned she had to fabricate the fact that she mentioned that she had a relative that had Alzheimer's, which was totally, she mentioned, fabricated.
Yes. So they come back a week later, and they are ready to film. They've now agreed to be filmed, and they're going from room to room, and they're seeing the house, and the house is gorgeous, and they're Deborah's like, we're old-fashioned here, so the men have to sleep with the men only in one room. The women are sleep alone in their own room.
No intermingling.
No fornicating in this home.
That's correct.
Yeah. So we start to learn about Deborah's history of how she was the first person in the town to do the
switchboard.
Yep. So
switchboard operator.
She connected, like, she help people do secret affairs or like fucking bootleg alcohol and whatnot.
She had to hold that confidential information as a switchboard operator. She was connecting calls that had everything to do with philanderers, adulterers, bootleggers, like you said, like all this illegal activity in an effort of confidentiality and to continue her business as a switchboard operator. She could not
disclose it.
Yeah. So
it's very interesting to see like all that and how that's actually how lines, like telephone lines, were done back in the day, like switchboards. That's wild. That's how things are. It's like so complicated compared to how things are now, where just press of a button goes right through.
Could you believe she still has it upstairs in like her one of 1,400 attics?
That's so, dude. Okay, so I like that the movie does make note of that. Because they do go in like 3 different attics.
3 attics.
And the third time, the guy's like, how many fucking attics do you have in this house?
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm glad they actually brought attention to that. So now we just go through like the day of the life of a Deborah Logan, and we learn how every day can be a struggle. Like she'll be gardening, and then she forgets like what she's doing, and she'll like start cooking and leave like a stove on or a pot on the stove and a kettle will melt or something like that.
Yeah, it's just that she has just like missing gaps in her memory,
where she just stares and forgets what she's doing.
Yep, she knows it too.
Yep. Super sad. Everything's going normal though.
Yeah.
As normal as it is with Alzheimer's, until one night the mom freaks out and she's just trying to stab Gavin with a knife.
That's the thing. Like everything's fine until there's yelling in the kitchen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of yelling, and Gavin's just like kind of like hopping on top of the counter.
And she's like, "Who are you? Who are?" I guess she forgot that they were in her home. She thought they were intruders.
And she was so worried that he took her spade.
Yes, that's right. So she has a gardening spade, and it is a great tool. Loves it, and she believes Gavin has stolen it.
Yeah, why? I have no fucking clue, but she thinks so.
The good news was never stolen. She just. Me and you have both been down this road. We leave our spade in the freezer.
Always leave your spade in the freezer.
Yes, so if you don't know this, when you're gardening, soil likes the cold. So you put your spade in the freezer, so this way you get a nice chill to your soil, right? Yeah, that's, of course. Yeah, I got a green thumb, as some would say.
Yeah. You're an environmentalist.
Yeah, will always
All
happen.
about planting.
Call me Greta Thunberg.
Oh, I'll call you Theodore Roosevelt.
I'll take either or.
Okay.
Theodore Roosevelt, carry a big stick or something.
Sure.
Wasn't that his saying? It's like, I carry a big stick.
David Attenborough.
The penguins are walking down the Arctic ice.
I'm entertained. Guilty. Yep.
He's sicko. Some people like David Attenborough. Some people he puts to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, where are you on the spectrum? We don't need
Nicole
to know.
Kidman.
Almost fell asleep as soon as you said her name.
Oh.
We will eventually review one of her movies, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think Killing of a Sacred Deer could come on this,
maybe,
right?
Maybe the others. Yeah.
No, the others is a decent movie, too.
Yeah. They're both good.
They are. I actually really liked Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Solid.
So we'll hit.
From the guy who did Dogtooth.
Yes, I may fall asleep on this podcast while we review that, but I can't wait until we get. Now we jump off track, but I love it. We've done 2 Silent Night, Deadly Nights so far.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to the 3rd in December. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I think it's the 4th one though. Is directed by Brian Usna,
Get the fuck out
the
of here.
guy who did Society.
Why? He directed the 4th one? Really?
Yes. And that's why I'm so excited to get to it, because it's also like Clint Howard's in it.
Of course he
And
is.
it has to do with like, I think a coven of witches and bugs.
Clint Howard's in like Blood Rain 2 or 3.
Yeah,
Like,
Clint Howard just shows up. And we need to actually like start doing like the Ice Cream Man with Clint Howard and stuff like that. We need more Clint Howard. But yeah, he was in House of the Dead.
yes, he was.
Yeah, okay. So I'm excited to get the Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 just because Brian Usna directed it.
Unreal.
Very unreal.
Please don't like Deckhand with the poncho in House of the Dead.
Yeah, that was Clint Howard. Did you know Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 stars Bill Moseley as Ricky?
That I did know.
I'm excited.
Yeah. With a cell.
Yeah. Oh man. Like sometimes I think of our schedule, right, that we got coming up, and I just get so excited.
You're so hype.
Yeah, I get kind of rock solid.
Yeah, like that Mojo Crawley hype.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mojo Raleigh.
Mojo Raleigh. I don't just get hype. I stay hyped.
Oh shit.
I love it. Love it. Okay. So the spade was in the freezer, and now we start to watch Deborah claw her throat out.
You ever go to the attic and then you see like Deborah
Just ripping her throat?
really rip like a piece of her skin of her throat out?
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem as bad as when she's in the hospital, but it looks so much worse when she's doing it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. When they show her doing it, I legitimately was like, holy shit, this woman killed herself. And then
Yes.
they show it's like a little scar.
It's fucking makes no sense because she rips an entire ginormous chunk of skin off.
Yeah, it's a little different. She does lose a lot of skin in this movie. And I was like, that's a weird symptom of Alzheimer's.
Yep.
I haven't seen this one before.
Nope.
We'll learn a little bit about that, though. So we learned that Sarah was sent to like a boarding school when she was younger. And that was because she was caught kissing another girl. And her mom was not having any
Well,
of
she's
that.
a young dyke.
She was just exploring.
Yeah, she
And
was
her-
learning.
And it was different time. It was the 70s.
Yeah, I had to,
So her mom sent her to a boarding school to be beaten by nuns.
And it didn't really work.
No, it
Probably
didn't.
not.
No, because
Now-
she has a wife.
She has a wife, and she also dresses like a man.
Yeah, all that. Men clothing are more comfortable, some would say.
She literally dresses like a lumberjack.
I respect it. She's honoring her Dexter
Whatever
roots.
she wants to do. She can do whatever she wants.
She's honoring her Dexter roots because Dexter ended up as a lumberjack until the new season, New Blood, came out, and you found out he actually just went to a different state.
You gay, bro?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on. It's another thing where everything seems to be going fine, minus the throat rip, but they're woken up at night to Deborah nailing the window shut. And she's like, I can't let him in. But who? Who is trying to get in, Brian?
Who knows?
I don't. Now, this also could be another thing of, maybe there is someone out there, or maybe this is just a woman with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Keeps you on your toes.
It does. It does.
Keeps
It,
you guess.
it always keeps you guessing.
You do feel like there's some malevolent presence, though.
Yeah, well, because like I said, the whole like throat ripping thing, I'm like, it's not really a Alzheimer's thing.
I mean, and also like windows start opening and shutting like when she's not near them.
Yeah, that is gonna happen. That is gonna happen. Then the next night, this literally just keeps showing you like night by night, like shit happening. Because like then the next night, the mom is just gone. She walked out of her bed. They can't find her. She's outside violently digging, and I mean, it's like violently digging where her like fingers are bleeding.
Yeah, like she's like digging up. I mean, like it would maybe be a little easier if she had her spade.
Yes, but it's probably in the freezer.
Yeah.
So she is like bloody hands. They bring her to the bathroom. They wash her hands off. Blood, just blood everywhere. Blood and dirt.
Yeah.
That's like, can you get an infection from dirt blood?
Probably not unless you eat it.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably right. Because I was thinking, like, does dirt get into your wounds? But then again, like, if you got a wound in the war, they were just like, oh, put some dirt in it. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a real thing.
Don't eat it.
Just don't eat it. Okay, that's fair. No, I mean, don't just stare at it. Eat it, right?
Yeah.
Yep. That reference had nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to say it.
American Psycho.
Hell yeah. I can't wait until we do American Psycho 2.
50?
What? No. American Psycho 2.
Like the movie with...
Yeah, with Mila Kunis.
You're sick.
So you don't want to, like... Well, I was saying we skip American Psycho because it's not that great, and we do the much more superior sequel.
Sure, you'll make everybody happy.
You're right, yeah. I'm a people pleaser. What can I say?
Of course.
So now they're going to, like, start reviewing some footage, and they're like, okay, how'd she get outside? How did we let this happen? And you ever just, like... You ever just watch footage of your grandparents and they float from the floor to on top of the stove?
All the time. Never not do I see that.
Yeah, it's like a common thing, right?
Totally common. It's like their everyday occurrence. They just love to float. Who doesn't like to float?
That's what I'm saying. It loves to float because they all float down here, Georgie.
Thank you.
Exactly. But yeah, she's floating. And this is cause for concern to Gavin especially. He's like, I'll stay, but it's double my rate now.
Well, yeah, and she's going to kind of like guarantee him that.
Yeah.
Or low-key to try to get him guaranteed that.
Yeah, because like, all right, so it's been spooky so far, but it's no cause for concern too much. Just double my rate. I'll deal with the floating old woman. We'll chalk it up to special effects. We'll be fine. So they do take her to the doctor because of all this. They're like, okay, this is weird. Let's make sure she's okay. They pull off the back of her shirt, and her skin is like
looks burned.
Yes, it's almost
scarred.
like decaying.
It's decayed flesh.
Necrosis is the word, where it's like you got that flesh-eating virus or something like that. Like your skin is just being eaten by a parasite or something.
Literally fucked. And they kind of keep going back to that word, like it's a parasite, because like then you start to think like, is this Alzheimer's? Is it the disease Alzheimer itself? Is it just like this Alzheimer's a demon latched to her parasitically?
Yeah. It's hard to say, really. Until the next night, when I think it's not Gavin this night. It's the other guy. What's the cameraman's name?
Lewis.
He's the one who grabs the cross.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to put the cross by the window that was being nailed shut. And it's in like an art room, and you see the paintings of like a figure coming closer and closer to the window. And at that moment, I would just be like, okay, you know what? I've had enough.
I'm out of here.
Instead, he goes to the window and he puts the cross. And Deborah's standing fucking next to him.
Yeah, I mean, she does that. She just creeps up on you.
And then the window shuts by itself.
Yep.
And then this is when I leave a second time. I'm just gone. I'm done.
Sure,
I'm out of here. Don't. You know what? You still pay me, but I'm leaving also because you are trying to murder me at this point.
Of course, Shane.
Like you completely agree, right?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
But no one leaves. Instead, they just stick around. They're like, oh, this is normal, right? This happens. Windows close themselves all the time. It could have been a wind. It could have been the wind.
Draft. It's a draft.
It's a draft.
Shit closes.
It doesn't matter, though, because now the next night, the switchboard's going off at night.
Yeah, like, where's that going? Where's it coming from? It's so loud.
And it's like, it's tough to figure out because there's like 7 attics.
Literally 100 attics.
And like, so they're like, okay, which is attic 1, attic 2? And this is a very loud, obnoxious noise. It's like a fire alarm in the 1990s.
Sure.
It's terrible. They kind of find a naked Deborah Logan just switchboarding it up.
Yeah.
Now, she's actually naked, right?
100% naked, totally naked. Couldn't be more naked. You see the back lesions there.
Yep. All disgusting. She starts speaking.
Yeah.
They can't make out what she's saying.
She says something about like serpent in her.
Yep,
which I think is very fucking interesting with the way this movie goes.
Yes, because they talk. The next day, they like listen to the audio and they're like, "So, hey, Sarah, just gotta ask, has your mom ever been to France or like speak French? Because this audio's in French,
very French."
And yeah, like you said, it's all about like French serpents, and it's like serpent in the rainbow.
Great movie.
Bill Pullman or something.
Bill Pullman, okay, yeah, Luke Blaston.
Yeah, all that. Bill Pullman, he was the one that was in Serpent in the Rainbow, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I thought. Okay, great movie. Yeah, so they're kind of confused by this because, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
This is also a good time to mention there's a neighbor.
Are you talking about
Harris? And he's like, talks to Sarah, and he's like, you got to get this camera crew to leave. You know, they're not doing anything but hurting your mom. This is bad news. Get him out of here. There's
like subtle history. I think that Harris was the one that helped Deborah murder the person that used to live in this house.
Yeah.
The day Herdine was the name.
So he didn't live in the house. Okay, so we could go into the whole story now because we're actually going to learn it. We learn about an old man, Desjardins, pediatrician. He was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, the worst baseball player disease you can get.
True.
And apparently he was performing a ritual where if he killed 5 girls, he would get immortality.
He only killed 4, though.
He killed 4. Now, the story we will learn is that the 5th girl was supposed to be Sarah. So Sarah was actually sent to the boarding school, not because of the kiss, but because of the guy trying to kill her.
Of course.
And then we also learned that Deborah and Harris killed Desjardins and buried him in the backyard of the house
in a burlap sack.
Yes. They stabbed him with the spade.
The spade.
And that's why the spade means so much. So she stabbed him with the spade. They buried him in the backyard.
She never wants that spade missing. She always wants to have control of where that spade is. She wants to know.
Yes. Apparently, she also buried him alive. Like, he wasn't dead fully when they buried him. That is also mentioned.
Wild.
I know. All this from a sweet woman.
Yeah. Sweet Deborah with Alzheimer's, you know? Yes.
So that's the whole story now. So now everything's starting to make more sense. The characters don't know that Deborah has killed him yet, though. No. They just know Desjardins killed 4 girls and that something fishy was going on here. Apparently, the whole ritual he was performing had something to do with a snake as well. Like, right? It was like a snake god or something like that. Yeah. They asked Deborah about the whole Desjardins thing, and she throws up dirt and worms.
Yeah. She throws up dirt and worms. She thinks that all that digging they did, she just ingested all that, and she puked it all up, and now it's going to go to the doctor's office now.
Yes. And they're like, maybe she was eating dirt.
What are you going to say?
Yeah, to be fair, because when I was watching this with my mom, right? And she's like, wouldn't the doctors do more or like question more? I'm like, well, really think about it. I was like, you're a doctor. You don't know supernatural shit exists yet, so you're just gonna assume this Alzheimer's woman was eating dirt.
Yep.
Like, why would they think, oh, she's possessed by a pediatrician from the 1970s? Yep. It's not gonna happen. So they bring her back. They talk. I think it's like the podcast people and Sarah. They're like, do you think Harris killed the pediatrician and the mom helped cover it up?
That's the theory.
It's the opposite way. We'll learn.
Correct.
While they're having this conversation, Harris just fucking starts shotgunning the car.
Literally, and this is what's his fucking name? Gavin's car.
Yes.
Shooting it up
with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Gavin then the next day is like, deuces.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You have to pay me double. You can't pay me double. I'm fucking out of here. So he leaves.
Yeah. He literally says, you don't have to pay me. I'm leaving. Which I love it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've never seen it before. Everyone always sticks it out. And to be fair to Gavin, he would have been the one to die if he sticks it out. Because he's the character in any horror movie. When he sticks it out, he's the one who gets killed.
That's true.
So I'm glad he left. I like it. It's so different. And I like when movies like break from the mold.
You like groovy.
Yeah. Groovy or gravy?
Groovy.
I love groovy.
I know. Yeah, I know. I said it.
Like we said, I'm groovy. We're all groovy. And we're now going to talk about how Gavin is gone. And we are down to just 2 podcasters, Sarah, Deborah. Harris got arrested, but was brought back home instantly. Apparently, shotgunning a van doesn't do too much.
Nope.
They're like, he was probably drunk. Don't worry about him. So while this was going on, though, Deborah was left at the hospital after the worm incident. And we learned that she has taken a small child.
Yeah.
And the hospital's searching for her.
Caught.
Yep, she's caught. She's caught. They're found. They returned This is a cancer patient child.
Yep.
She's returned to her parents.
Named Kara.
Yes. Parents are very grateful for that. Harris is going to go into Deborah's room then after this whole ordeal. And he's going to start like doing this thing, right, where you like take a pillow and you put it over someone's mouth to murder them.
Classic Harris.
Yeah. Except this is not going to go well for Harris.
Because there's going to be a rogue TV that comes crashing into him.
Yeah.
Because the Guardian is not going to allow this to happen.
No. So, yeah, Harris is going to just get rocked by the TV. It's crazy. But once Harris is, like, in the hospital, like, his own bed now, Harris is going to reveal to, I think he reveals it to the podcaster, or does he reveal it to the podcaster and Sarah? He reveals it to both of them. Sarah, right?
I think so. Yeah.
And he's like, your mom killed the pediatrician with the spade, and we buried him alive in the backyard. And then that's when they come up with the idea they have to, like, because they do some research on, like, how to get rid of, like, demonic possession, and they realize they have to, like, burn the body.
Burn the bodies, yep.
So their whole thing is they'll go back to the house, they'll dig up the bones, and they'll burn it.
100%.
Foolproof plan. What could possibly go wrong on this plan?
Literally nothing.
Right? Yeah, it's going to be perfect. No issue. There is issue, though, because when they get back to the house, there's kind of this whole thing that the bones have been dug up already.
It's already dug up. I think when they dig it up, isn't there like only the spade there? Yep.
So, okay, where the hell are the bones? Where is the body? They're going to have to go into the house. They're going to have to search. And, like, they start to see, don't they get, like, a weird, like, smell from the attic?
Very weird smell. They have to go up to the third attic.
Yeah, the third attic. And in there is a bag.
They look inside the bag.
Yes, they do. And inside the bag is bones. So they're going to bring that bag down to the fireplace.
Wouldn't you burn it?
How'd it get burned?
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned?
Snakes. There's also snakes that are going to come up out of the bag when they try to burn it. Nice. How is that? So they're going to go and they're going to see they're going to try to burn it, but the lighter goes out, snakes come out of the bag. It's all a mess.
They do try to like burn it and throw it into the fireplace.
Yeah.
To which they all get like literally forced out of the house.
Yes. Deborah, in the meantime, is going to escape from her restraints. She's going to bite a security guard, poisoning him with venom. So the whole thing is Deborah's been deteriorating because it's been her shedding her skin because she's literally turning into a snake.
She's a serpent.
Yeah.
100%.
So Deborah is a serpent. So when she bites people, she poisons them.
Yep. She's literally, her dementia is literally a demon. She's a snake, a serpent lady.
Yes. So the police are going to show up to where Sarah and the podcasters are. And they're like, your mom escaped. Where is she going? And they decide she has to be going to those like caves, the mines where
I forgot the name of it. It's like the
something with an M, right?
The Manelco.
Yeah.
Like, he mentions the Manelco mines or whatever. Harris does.
Yeah. So that's where they got to go. They got to go there to find Deborah and save this child from being the number 5 sacrifice. Because apparently through this possession, the Dehardine will be able to reform and
yep. He
be
gets
immortal.
immortality with 5 virgin sacrifices.
Yes.
So this girl that's the cancer patient would be the 5th virgin sacrifice.
Yes. So they find her in the woods and she spits acid now.
At multiple people.
She spits it directly in the cop's face, and that one cop's face starts to fucking like melt.
She's fucking dead.
Yeah, it's sick. So now, no, that cop survives because they tell the cameraman to go with the cop to get him to safety. So the girl cop, the sheriff, and the podcaster girl and Sarah now all go into the the Kylie Minogue mines.
Yep. It's tight in there.
It is very tight.
It's a squeeze.
Very much. Despite how tight it was, they get separated instantly.
Yeah.
And the woman cop, the sheriff, she gets bit and killed.
She gets bitten and killed, yeah. She's absolutely, I think her name is Sheriff Tweed.
Yeah, Sheriff Tweed. Dead. Cooked. Gone. And now the podcast girl, she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Can I go? And Sarah's like, fucking, I need you to shine your light. You're doing a podcast. You got to do this here. Not 100%. A podcast. Documentary. I don't know why I keep saying podcast. I'm thinking of Halloween.
They're a documentary. Crew, yep.
So they're going. They're doing it. They're getting through. And in my favorite image of the movie, when they finally find Sarah, her fucking jaw is unhinged and she is swallowing the child whole like a snake.
It's like a snake. Like she's gonna completely ingest the body. Where right now, the head is strictly in her mouth, and then they start shooting her.
Yes.
So she recedes the mouth, so she doesn't actually ingest Kara.
Yes. So their whole idea is to trank her, right, with the tranquilizers, and then burn them.
Tranquilizer, not trank like the drug that you do.
It's a drug.
Trank?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the new drug.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I learned something new.
Yeah.
So
get high on trank.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's not what they're doing though. This is the tranquilizer.
I wouldn't recommend
that. It knocks you out. So that's what's being done right now. It's gonna work, and they're gonna be able to burn the bones.
Yeah, and this causes a pretty big uproar of fire in the mines.
Yeah. It actually, don't the bones fall through the earth at this point?
Oh yeah. Oh, big time, Shaney.
So the bones are burned. Everything looks like it's back. Deborah looks like she's healthy. Not healthy. She's fucked up.
She's very, very pale, almost hairless, discolored skin.
She's comatose,
but without demon.
Yes. So they actually get out of there. Sarah, the documentary girl, the child, Deborah. We learn that Deborah is just basically her Alzheimer's is fully kicked in, and now she's just wheelchair bound and doesn't move anymore.
Yeah.
But we also learn that the child, the cancer girl, is in full remission of cancer. Her cancer has been healed.
Oh, she has a little creepy smile at the end. What does that smile mean?
That smile means that is no longer Kara, the cancer patient. That is Dehardine, the immortal pediatrician.
It's almost like he latches onto somebody's disease, and that's how he feeds off of it.
Yes. Well, because they do make a reference of that he has to find someone with a weakness to latch onto.
Yep. They make serpents references throughout this movie too.
Yeah.
So it's very snake.
There's a lot of snakes in this movie. But that's the Taking of Deborah Logan. Very good movie. A movie I've only seen it twice now, and I've really enjoyed it both times.
And you like New Age found footage movies. You're into them.
I am. Was Wreck considered New Age found footage? Because I really
07? Yeah.
I really like Wreck. This is good. Cloverfield was very good.
Great. As Above, So Below is really good. Chronicles,
love that one. Yeah. So there's a lot of good ones. This is definitely one of them.
Yeah, it is. And is it true that after a few cold ones, you think Jiggly's looking thick?
Like Jigglypuff?
Correct.
I mean, Jigglypuff is thick.
You'd hit?
No.
Shane?
No. Would you hit?
I mean, no, but the question was directed at you.
And I'm saying no as well.
Okay.
I ain't hitting Jigglypuff. It's a fair question, though. I ain't hitting. But I'm hitting this review of an 8 out of 10 again. I'm going back-to-back movies where I'm giving 8 out of 10. Okay. I love this movie. I think it's that's why I thought 6 was low. I could see it being a 7. I'm giving it an 8. I like it. I think it's one of the better found footage movies out there.
I don't disagree with you. I believe I have this movie listed as a 6.
Really? Yeah. I'm surprised you went that low.
Taking of Deborah Logan. I do have it as a 6. It is also rated at IMDb as exactly
a 6.
I like this movie a lot. I really do. And it makes you kind of think a little bit. I do think there are some things that are a little left up to extreme interpretation. I think you do gotta like make some leaps,
Yep.
especially with the whole Dean plot and how like he's dead and now so he's a spirit. How does he become a spirit? They really don't reference that, and I guess that's fine. But like the lore behind Dean is very, very not covered.
Yeah, no, there isn't any lore. Like how, like he was just a normal pediatrician. How did he learn to do all this
French
spiritual?
Pediatrician that probably has like, fucking Belgian waffles.
And in his catacombs, he lives in catacombs.
No, he lives in catacombs. Yeah, for sure. And he has
100%.
a lot of waffles.
Isn't that Belgium?
Yeah, but like also toast.
Is that French? Well,
Yeah.
French toast.
And you know how that goes with the eggs and the toast.
Yes.
I like the movie though, Shane. It's a very strong 6 in my opinion.
Okay.
And I love found footage. I do like this movie a lot. Deborah is creepy.
Very.
The person who plays her, Jill Larson, does a great job.
Very much so.
Great job. Sarah does an okay job. Caitlin thought the actors were bad in this movie. I would almost say that is kind of not what I got the impression of. I thought they were really good.
I thought they were believable for
Yes,
their roles.
I thought they were believable. The most annoying people in the movie are the film crew.
Yes, but they're supposed to be annoying.
Correct, because they're college kids and they're going for their thesis and they're liars and it's a film crew. But I do like this underlying story that like this is demonic thing that feeds on disease and like they're using the disease as just like this. It's the natural element where they embed the supernatural and because how long has Dean been in Deborah Logan? Probably for a while.
I think it's been a while.
Right?
Yeah.
Probably since those murders, like probably for a while, and like Harris and her kind of probably worked on killing him.
Yep.
Who actually killed Dean? Was it her?
Her. She stabbed him with the spade,
Right?
and then he helped her bury him in the backyard.
Correct. She aided in it. They've been trying to make it like he was the bad one, but like she was the one that actually did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, super interesting. No, I think it was a really good movie. I have it as a strong 6, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So now, who do we put in the Necronomicon?
We have some choices here. Well, you have
there's Officer Tweed dies.
fucking she gets killed.
I believe the security guard dies in the hospital.
The venom to the neck to help like her escape.
Yes. That actually might be it in terms of. Oh wait, does Harris die in the hospital, or is he just hurt?
No,
he's just hurt.
Well, I don't think you ever see him die. You see him give the last words over to Sarah when he's just like, "Go to the mines."
Yeah, but they don't clarify, right? If he dies,
I don't think so.
So I would have to give it just to Officer Tweed.
Or you could go Dean, but Dean died off screen.
Off screen before the movie. So
Yeah,
that's
Tweed,
I'm going to say Tweed.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
That makes the most sense.
Officer Tweed. I don't know much about you.
Reptile, Mortal Kombat.
Really?
Sorry.
Oh, I thought she played Reptile in Mortal Kombat. That would have been crazy. What a plot twist that would have been.
I was gonna spit in the face.
True. What I do know about you, though, is that you're the kind of small town cop that lets things slide, right? Hear me out. There's a man. He may be drunk, but he is shotgunning a vehicle.
Yeah, and like this kind of like never gets really called out.
No, instead, you're just like, let him sleep it off at home. He doesn't even sleep it off at the jail.
Nope.
So I feel like you're what small towns need. Just someone to help the people. So it's a shame we have to replace you because you're dead.
I mean, really, no, like absolute zero enforcement of crime.
Yeah. So for that, we're going to put you in the Necronomicon. Goodbye. Yeah, the Necronomicon for 3 weeks in a row, slim pickings.
Yeah, you're actually right. These movies did not have a lot of deaths.
You know what movie does?
Blood Rain.
Yep.
For sure.
And we're going there
The
next.
video remake, Uwe Boll,
Classic.
fucking vampire flick.
Is this our third Uwe Boll movie now?
Yeah.
We did House of the Dead.
Yep.
We did Alone in the Dark.
Yep. And that was Blood Rain.
And now it's Blood Rain. This won't be the last Uwe Boll because we got a few more we want to do.
We will be moving some over to Final Friday for sure.
Some definitely.
Like the movies, so we will.
We will be covering them. Blood Rain's gonna be fun.
It will be something. Michael Madsen is incoherent.
Yes. He doesn't know. I've made this reference fucking countless times, but it is a thing where it just seems like these people don't know they're filming movies.
Nope.
They are existing.
Yep. I read somewhere that like the person that was writing this movie, and it's in the trivia, like was given the opportunity to like submit the final draft for the script, but it was only like the first draft, and then they started filming it and like replaced pretty much whatever she did anyway. So it was just pretty much like everything goes on this set.
That's sick. This movie is sick. The acting is so good all around. Billy Zane is in 2 scenes.
2 scenes, 2 irrelevant scenes where he like is the father of Michelle Rodriguez, maybe, but like who the fuck cares?
And Ben Kingsley actually reads his lines so fast. I think he like, I don't even know if he was there.
He's fucking knighted, and he might be the worst vampire of all time.
Yeah. So, I guess that we're the final podcast signing off, and we'll see you next week as we try to catch a Dampier.
Ooh, a Dampier. That would be a human-vampire combo.
Yep.
Which is what Rain is. This is a remake of a video game, Blood Rain. I think that came out for GameCube.
Yep. And PlayStation.
And PlayStation. Yep. Catch us every Monday, www.thefinalpodcast.com. Every single streaming platform we're on. So, we'll see you next week for video game remakes. Not good ones, though.
Decent ones. Just kidding.